If you feel like Allah is silent right now, this video is not random. You didn't click by accident. There are du'as you whispered at night, tears you never showed anyone, and questions you were scared to ask Allah out loud. You kept saying Ameen, but nothing changed. And slowly, a thought entered your heart. Maybe Allah is ignoring me. But listen carefully. Silence does not mean absence, and delay does not mean rejection. Stay with me, because one ayah is about to change how you see your dua forever. There are moments when you don't even ask for big things anymore. You just ask for relief, for peace, for something, anything, to change. You watch other people receive what you've been praying for, and you smile. But your heart quietly asks, Ya Allah, what about me? You try to stay patient. You try to stay grateful. But deep inside, the waiting started to hurt. The hardest part isn't that your dua hasn't been answered yet. The hardest part is feeling invisible while you're making it. You replay your duas in your head, wondering if you said something wrong, if you weren't sincere enough, if Allah is disappointed in you. But what if I told you that this feeling, this exact moment of weakness, is already mentioned in the Qur'an, and Allah answers it directly? At this point, Allah doesn't speak to you through people. He speaks to you through His own words. Allah says in the Qur'an, "And when my servants ask you about me, indeed I am near. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me." Notice something deeply powerful here. Allah does not say, "Tell them I will hear them one day." He does not say, "Tell them to wait until the right time." He says, "I am near." Near when you are hopeful, near when you are confused, near when your voice shakes and your heart feels tired. This ayah was revealed for people exactly like you. People who make dua in silence. People who feel unseen. People who are afraid that Allah has turned away from them. And look at the mercy in this ayah. Allah invites the question before you even ask it, as if He already knows what's sitting heavy in your heart. But here is where many hearts break. They hear this ayah, yet they misunderstand what Allah means by answering. This is where many hearts quietly break. We believe that if a dua is not answered the way we wanted, then it was not answered at all. We measure Allah's response by results we can see, a yes we can touch, a change we can post about, a door that opens immediately. But Allah never promised to answer our dua according to our expectations. He promised to answer according to His wisdom. The misunderstanding is simple, yet dangerous. We think delay means rejection. But if Allah was ignoring you, He would never have opened your heart to make dua in the first place. Why would Allah invite you to speak, just to abandon you in silence? Think about this. Every time you raise your hands, that itself is a sign of Allah's attention. The ability to ask is already a response. Allah hears the dua you repeat every night, the one you don't change the words of anymore, the one you make even when you're tired of hoping. Sometimes Allah answers immediately, sometimes He delays, and sometimes He redirects, because what you're asking for in that moment could hurt you in ways you can't see yet. Silence is not absence. Waiting is not punishment. And a delayed answer is not Allah turning away. It is Allah protecting you, even when you don't understand how. Now let's pause and really understand something vital. Allah always answers dua. Every single sincere call reaches Him. Every whispered plea, every tear-filled night, nothing is lost. But here's the key. The answer may not come in the way you expect. Allah responds in 3 ways. Listen carefully, because this is life-changing. First, immediate acceptance. Sometimes, what you ask for arrives almost instantly. The relief, the comfort, the blessing, right there in your hands. And when it does, your heart leaps, your gratitude pours out, and you feel the closeness of Allah like never before. Second, delay for protection. Sometimes Allah delays the answer. You pray, you hope, you wait, and nothing seems to change. This is not rejection. Allah knows what you cannot see. He knows if the timing is wrong, if the situation could harm you, or if your heart is not yet ready. So He waits. Not because He is silent, but because He is wise. Third, something better. Sometimes Allah replaces your request with something even more beautiful, something far beyond your imagination. You ask for a small comfort. He gives a lasting blessing. You ask for relief. He gives strength, patience, and clarity that changes your life forever. The truth is simple but profound. Silence is not absence, delay is not denial, and replacement is mercy. Every dua is heard. Every plea is precious. And every heart that turns to Allah with sincerity will find His response, even if it comes in a way they never expected. Remember, Allah never ignores your dua. Not once. Not ever. There is one kind of dua Allah never rejects. Ever. It is not the long, fancy words. It is not the perfectly memorized phrases. It is the dua that comes from a broken heart, a sincere soul, and trembling hands. Think about the nights you prayed quietly, when no one was watching. Think about the tears you wiped away silently, the heavy words you whispered in the darkness. That is the dua Allah treasures. Sometimes you think, I am too weak, too small, too broken for Allah to notice me. But the Qur'an reminds us that Allah sees even what your eyes cannot. The shaking of your hands, the quiver in your voice, the sincerity in your heart. Every silent tear is a sound to Allah. Every whispered plea is a call He responds to. This is the secret many miss. It is not about asking for the biggest or most important thing in the world. It is about coming back to Allah over and over, even when your heart feels empty, even when the answer seems delayed, even when you are tired of hoping. Allah loves the dua made with desperation. Allah loves the heart that admits, I cannot, you can, I am weak, you are strong. And here's the most beautiful part. Even if your dua does not come in the way you imagined, even if the result is not what you expected, Allah's response is never a rejection. It is either a protection, a delay for your good, or a better blessing that you cannot yet see. So if tonight you feel invisible, unheard, or forgotten, raise your hands anyway. Whisper your heart anyway. Because the dua that comes from brokenness, sincerity, and pure faith, Allah will always hear it. Always. And when He answers, the heart that was once heavy with waiting will finally feel the peace only Allah can give. Remember, the dua Allah never rejects is the one made with a sincere, humble, desperate heart. Have you ever asked for something so deeply, so desperately, that you imagined it in every detail of your life, and yet it didn't come? You prayed, hoped, and waited, and nothing. It's natural to feel confused, frustrated, or even broken. You start asking yourself, why is it taking so long? Why isn't Allah giving me what I want? Here's the truth you need to hear. Allah's delay is never denial. Sometimes, what you love the most is not what is best for you. At this exact moment, Allah sees what your eyes cannot see. He sees the dangers, the obstacles, and the heartbreak that you cannot understand. Imagine a parent refusing their child something harmful, even though the child cries and begs. The child sees denial. The parent sees protection. The love is the same. The wisdom is infinite. Allah's delay works the same way. Sometimes He delays because He is preparing you for what is coming. He is shaping your heart, your character, your patience, and your faith. He is teaching you trust, teaching you gratitude, teaching you to rely on Him fully. Other times, Allah delays because the timing is not right. The thing you asked for may bring you temporary happiness, but long-term harm. Or it may come too early, before your heart is ready to receive it. So Allah waits, not out of silence, but out of mercy. And sometimes, Allah delays to give you something far better than you imagined. You ask for comfort. He gives you strength. You asked for relief. He gives you guidance. You asked for a door to open. He opens a gate you never knew existed. Remember this: waiting is not weakness. Waiting is not punishment. Waiting is a sign that Allah is listening and that He loves you enough to give you what is truly best. So the next time your dua feels unanswered, when your heart aches for something you cannot yet have, trust in Allah's timing. Trust in His wisdom. Trust that He never forgets, never ignores, and never abandons you. Delay is not rejection. Delay is mercy. Delay is preparation. Delay is love. Raise your hands tonight with hope. Speak to Allah with your heart. And remember, what is meant for you will never miss you. Not a single moment. Right now, I want you to pause and listen. Not just hear, but truly feel this. You might be watching this video with a heart heavy with questions. Maybe you've been praying for something for years. Maybe you've been asking Allah for guidance, relief, or love, and it hasn't come the way you imagined. Maybe your heart feels broken, your patience is thin, and your trust is being tested. And that's okay. Really. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel weak. It's okay to admit that sometimes you don't understand, because Allah already knows. He knows the nights you cried alone. He knows the du'as you whispered when no one was listening. He knows the prayers you repeated even when your heart ached for an answer. You might feel small, invisible, or unworthy, but Allah does not. Your sincerity, your patience, your faith in the unseen, these are treasures in His sight. Even if your dua hasn't been answered the way you hoped, even if the door hasn't opened yet, you are never forgotten. Think about it. How often do we test ourselves in patience and gratitude, yet forget that these moments are shaping us? Allah is not testing your dua to punish you. He is testing your heart to prepare you. He is teaching you to rely on Him completely, to turn to Him when no one else is there, to find your strength in the One who is always near. So when you feel unseen, unheard, or abandoned, remember this: you are exactly where Allah wants you to be right now. Your waiting is not meaningless. Your struggle is not unnoticed. Your heart, even in its deepest ache, is being molded into something stronger, purer, and closer to Allah. And tonight, when you raise your hands in dua, raise them with hope, with trust, with conviction, because Allah sees, Allah hears, Allah responds, even in ways you cannot yet recognize. Your journey, your pain, your patience, it matters. Your dua, even if unanswered for now, is shaping a future you cannot yet imagine. So stay, keep praying, keep trusting, keep believing. because the heart that turns to Allah in sincerity is never abandoned. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not ever. Before we end, I want you to hear this deeply and let it sink into your heart. Allah has never ignored your dua, not once, not even for a single moment. Every plea you whispered, every tear you shed, every silent cry in the darkness, He knows. Every moment you thought your prayer was unheard, He was listening. Every time you doubted, every time you questioned, every time your heart ached, He was near. Sometimes His answer comes immediately. Sometimes it is delayed for your protection. And sometimes it is something far greater than you imagined. Think about it. The wisdom of Allah is infinite. Your heart cannot see the bigger picture, but He can. The delay is not denial. The struggle is not punishment. The silence is not absence. Your waiting is shaping you. Your patience is growing you. Your faith, even when tested, is strengthening you. So tonight, when you raise your hands in dua, raise them with hope. Raise them with trust. Raise them with conviction. Because the one who created you, who knows the depths of your heart, is always near. And remember this: what is written for you will never miss you. What is meant for you will come at the right time, in the right way. Your dua is never wasted. Your prayers are never ignored. Your heart is never forgotten. Allah's love for you is deeper than you can imagine. His wisdom is greater than you can see, and His mercy is endless. So do not lose hope. Do not despair. Do not doubt. Keep turning to Allah. Keep making dua. Keep trusting. Because the heart that sincerely calls upon Allah will always, always find His response. Never forget, Allah has not ignored you. Not now, not ever. O Allah, You are the hearer of all calls, the knower of every heart. Accept our duas, ease our struggles, and strengthen our faith. Guide us to patience when the answers are delayed, and to gratitude when blessings arrive. Turn our weaknesses into strength, our fears into trust, and our waiting into wisdom. O Allah, remind us that nothing is hidden from You, and that every sincere prayer reaches Your mercy. Ameen. Remember, dear heart, Allah has not ignored you. He is always near.